God. I want to start by saying it's been really nice. Everyone's, we're all in good spirits, and it's a good time. So I'm just going to ruin that whole thing right now. Let me just get my notes ready. I kind of want to... Elias has always been a big brother. That's been his job for his entire life. But I've known this guy a while, so, he's one of the first characters I met. When I kind of entered this world, he's one of the first people I saw. So I think you I see a lot of myself in you sometimes, maybe. What I want to kind of do is I want to kind of enlighten people to what Elias is about as a person, because I think people don't really. You might see him, he's a lovely young man. He's very well mannered, very respectful, but actually, there's a side to him which people might not see. And I know Mum and Dad have, also I could get them up here as well, and they could say their own piece, but that would probably be a bit too harsh. So I'll keep it to myself. But I want to share a few stories of where Elias has, really showed his true colours, is what I'd say. So, people might not know, but we spent a period of our life growing up in Turkey when we were younger. We were like 3, 4-ish. And during this time, this was one of Elias's prime times, to be a menacing older brother. He's got two. Well, Noah had just entered, I think. He'd entered the conversation, I think, at that point. So Elias, it's fair game. He's up for it. And me and a couple, I think it was a couple of my mates. A couple of the acquaintances. I don't know. People of that age, are they friends? I don't know. They kind of it's like their mums come round and they've got some little critter. It's like, you should play with him. He's really. It's like seems alright, but I don't know if I'm. Anyway, colleague. Yeah, colleague's a better word actually. Yeah, it's like you don't really want to be there with them, but you have to. So it's like. So my mate was round, and Elias comes in, and he's got a pair of scissors out. And what's going on here? You cutting something up, are you? My mum and dad, you shouldn't really have those told us, don't have those out, but you had them out anyway. He's letting up on the corner like this. He's spinning them around. I'm like, what's this? He's like, well, lads, he's got a nice fresh cut. Like, oh, well, lads, if you want a haircut, And Elias has got this way of convincing you that he's really good at stuff. So you got a problem with, you got a problem with your car? Yeah, mate, yeah. 10, 15, yeah, bring it around the back, I'll have it up and up. I'll have that sorted for you, no problem. I'm like, alright, sounds great. You can do haircuts, can you? Since when can you do that? He's like, yeah, well, I was watching the guys in the barber shop and I reckon I've got it. So, he's looking at my little mate, my colleague at the time. And he's like, I'm not sure about this, Joe. I'm like, no. No, Elias has said he can do it. Yeah, he'll get it sorted for you. I'm like, all right. So anyway, I sit down in the barber chair. I think I was just cross-legged on the floor, to be honest. He pretends to get a cape out and whatnot, and he starts going. He starts going for it. He's doing all this, and he's straightening out the hair and doing the whole lot. And I looked at the haircut and I'm like, yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is class. Now I look a million bucks. I walk into the living room. I'm walking in. I'm straight my stuff, and Mum and Dad look at me like, what's happened here? You know, and mum says, you know, I've got literal chunks out of my hair, like it's like I've tried to plant something and it's just like little sprouts coming up. There's nothing there. And mum's like, okay, we got to do something. Elias is nowhere to be seen, actually. I mean, I don't know where he's gone. He's gone. He's not there. He's you go now. Just say it was someone else in here.
What made you keep the style, though?
Right, that's my next bit. So mum takes me to the barber shop, and because she says you can't go to nursery looking like that. All the girls are like, yeah, I've got a reputation to hold up. And she takes me to the barber shop, and she just says, look, is there anything you can do to sort this out? And they say, oh, no. Obviously they speak in Thai, so I don't know what they said. But basically they had to just shave me clean. You know, I was looking like Zach. Pan around to Zach. Pan the camera, let's see Zach. That's what they gave me. One of those. One of them numbers. So I thought there's no better time to get a bit of payback than right now. So Noah, if you wouldn't mind just applying this to this gentleman in front of us. No, other way. Get the forehead lines in there. Yeah, that's more like it. That's what I came out looking like. Just like that. Oh, that's class. That is good. I feel, you know, that feels right now. Now it was all worth it. Now I'm glad I trusted you with that. Well, I don't even know what it was, to be honest. I said to Mum and Dad when I got it, I was like, I look like Action Man. I look great right now. I can take on anything. Skin it out. Elias has a big Land Rover Defender, like an old school Land Rover Defender. It's beautiful. Well, it's not right now actually. It's in pieces in the garage, is it? Something like that. Garage. Yeah. Oh. But yeah, he's got this big Land Rover, and for a very long period of time, it was placed upon Mum and Dad's drive, just there. Oh, Elias, can you move it? No, it doesn't drive. Can you like move bits? No. It's just there. It's collecting dust. Well, it's collecting more than dust. God knows what it's collecting. But yeah, he had this Land Rover there, and Mum and Dad had a big party. They hadn't had a party in ages. You know, it's a big deal. They have a lot of people around. You know, they want the house to look proper and nice. And they're cleaning everywhere. You know, they're cleaning the place I didn't know existed. They're cleaning behind like picture frames, pulling furniture out. Mum's down. I come down in the morning. Mum's down on her hands and knees, scrubbing the floors. I'm like, what's going on? And then they ask Elias, you know, the house is looking lovely, but there's a big Land Rover on the drive. Is there anything you can do about that? Elias is like, see what I can do. So there's a kind of big tank of oil, you know, start there. And the funniest thing about this is that there was this huge just environmental hazard there. And in the porch, Mum was big into her like climate change protests and that. So next to the Land Rover, there's kind of these bollards, you know, just stop oil, all this. And like next to it, there's a whole other situation. And Elias is thinking, oh, what do I do with this oil? I have to like distribute it somewhere. So what he does is he goes out into the garden and he just deposits, you know, it's all trimmed, it's nice. He just deposits kind of oil here and here, or I'll put a bit here, sprinkling it around. And if you don't know, oil is not the best for like natural environments. So there was kind of like basically like a climate crisis in the back. You know, Mum marches out, just stop oil, we've really got it, Elias is there, deposit in, and basically then Elias, he realises he's made a bit of a mistake. So as the older brother, what does he do? He rallies the troops, as you should. And he gets the lads, I've got a bit of a problem here. And Mum and Dad, they've seen that I've created an oil spill in the car. And I need you to help me out. And we're like, what kind of thing are you thinking? He's like, yeah, so what we're doing, here's a spade for you. Spade for you. All we're going to do, you're going to take up the turf here. We're going to take it over the road to the embankment, get a new bit of turf, and then we'll just bring it back and put it in its place. Everything will be great. Everything will be fantastic. No one will know. And we're like, yeah. This is another classic. It makes you think it's the best idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's exactly what we'll do. So there we are. I don't know where Mum and Dad are at this point. We're digging it up. Got a wheelbarrow out. Noah's on the wheelbarrow, chucking this grass in. And we're over the road, and pedestrians are walking past, and we're chucking this grass into this bush. And Noah's, I don't even know how old you are at this point, but Noah's like that. He's in charge of the wheelbarrow. He's like looking. Like, no, just keep watch, make sure we're right. Me and last night, chucking turf into the bush. And it just makes me laugh. At the time, this was completely normal. This was just this is a normal activity. But actually, has anyone else done this? No one's into that? No. But, it's Elias's first drinking experience. Some of you might not know this experience. Elias is looking at me like, what is he on about? It's probably not your first, it's probably the first one that I saw. But he went out for a staff party. This was during his apprenticeship. And he must have been he must have been bang on 18. This must have been, it was 70. Where are the children? Don't do this. Or maybe do, and then someone could speak about your wedding. But he'd been at a staff party, and he'd been on the boats. He was active. He was the life of the party. And Mum and Dad got a call off one of Elias's colleagues, actual colleagues, not what I was talking about earlier, but actual colleagues, saying that he'd had a bit too many. And Elias rolls in, and he's like, oh, Mum and Dad, I thought it was Ribena. No, you don't. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew it the whole time. And he comes upstairs, and me and my mate were sat in my room. And he comes in here, I think I've had a bit too much wine, boys. And we had bunk beds at the time in our room. So me and my mate were having fun in there, and Elias rolls in, shuts all the blinds. He's in the mood. He's like, oh, boys, you're gonna have to give me a bit of time. I just need a nap and stuff like that. What? My brother's an alcoholic. I think I started crying. I was so upset. I thought it was quite funny. The final one I'll say is Elias used to have a YouTube channel. And to be fair, what we could have done, we could have just had a screen up here and just played these YouTube videos the whole time. It probably would have got more laughs than I did. But one of his videos was called destroying when they made the new £5 note, and it was like a plasticky thing. So and there was this kind of thing going around that it's indestructible, but obviously we had to test this, and we had to test this properly. Yeah, we don't muck about. Well, he doesn't muck about. Anyway, so I'm just observing from a distance. I'm looking outside, and they're like, they've just got like, just implements to destruct, you know, laid out, you know, battle axe, lawnmower, angle grinder, you know, it's all lined up. And then they start filming this video, and he's got his, I don't know who it was at the time, Woody Bits was around helping you out with the filming. And anyway, somehow it escalated to we need to use some kind of explosive device to test this properly. I don't know how old you were at this point. Like 10? No. 13, okay.
Old enough to deal with explosives.
That's the question though. Anyway, so he decides to rig up this whole demolition point on our prized possession, the trampoline. Who had a trampoline? And trampoline was like the best thing ever. And this guy's using it to demolish things. Anyway, so he rigs up this thing, and he's like, yeah. So this is an airbag. I don't even know what you call it. Airbag explosion unit. And you know, the immediate question is, where did you get that from? No, I just took it out of Dad's car. He won't need it. No, he won't need that. I'll take that. Anyway, he sets it up on the trampoline, and you know, I look outside, and all I see is Elias is like in the corner like this, you know. And his mate's the one who's doing it. His mate's the one that's doing it, so he's been left to his own devices, and Elias is over it like, yeah, no, that looks great, mate. No, that looks really good, yeah. And then when you lay it off, just run as fast as you can back there. I'll be here the whole time to help you. It's like, what? See? It's the same effect. You told him it was a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea at all. Anyway, so obviously the thing goes off, you know, massive explosion. Again, I don't know where Mum and Dad were at this point.
No, but then at the end of it, he said, at least I put it under the trampoline so that we didn't cause any harm.
No, but I think it was on the trampoline. But then either way, it's the same outcome. There was a massive hole in the trampoline. Like, the trampoline was done, that was it. The trampoline had to be scrapped because there's a huge explosive hole through the centre of it. And Elias like, I think he tried to cover it up. We weren't involved with it, but I think there was a bit of duct tape like across it. Noah goes out there like, oh! It's got one leg through the trampoline. But yeah, no. All I want to say is Elias has been the best big brother that I could ever ask for, and like the way that he was with us, and you know, got us involved in all his antics and stuff. I think it's really like made us the people we are today. So I know that how the relationship he's had with us will only transpose to what he is like as a husband. I've just realised that I'm trying to like spin it in a positive way, but all we've heard is like terrible stuff. So I have to work out the best way, but you're in for a ride, and hopefully one day we can come back and hear like your experience. Like, I know there'll be some funny stories that you'll have over the time of being with this guy that you'll be able to share one day, and we'll be able to have a little catch up about it, and share our traumas and such. But yeah, thank you guys all for being so happy and, you know, sharing the occasion. It's been really nice, and all the best.